I was sent the script by Max Minghella, who wrote it, who's a very old friend of mine, known him for about, 13, 14 years. And I knew he'd been writing this for a while, and the story had intrigued me. I'd never read the book, but as soon as I read it, I called him and I was like, I want to do this movie. It took me on a journey that I found fascinating, and I just thought, like, once we actually, if I'm finding it fascinating on the page, imagine how fun and cool a movie it could be. So I was sort of in from the start. I have read the book since. The character of Pascal, the doctor in the book, is played a lot older. And in fact, when I met Alex Aja, the director, after being sent the script, he urged me not to read the novel before we started filming because he didn't want that portrayal, or the way he's portrayed in the book, to influence what I was going to do. So, I didn't read it until after, but I love the book. But we've made a very different story, I think. Yeah, so I play Dr. Alan Pascal, who's a young sort of maverick neurologist who specialises in paediatric coma, and he's quite unorthodox and radical in his approach to medicine and understanding the brain. And he's the doctor who's giving TED Talks, and when we first see him, he's giving a TED Talk, and and has quite a following from his books, and he's not your sort of everyday doctor. And this case comes along of a boy who's fallen off a cliff and who's got this bizarre history of accidents, and he is just massively intrigued by this case, and gets involved and wants to answer all the unanswered questions, and then ends up getting possibly too involved, and certainly too involved with the case's mother, the boy's mother, and that's when everything starts to really unravel for him. Oliver Sacks, who obviously died there very recently, was the closest sort of living example of someone that we felt we could draw from, who was a bit of a maverick in that field. So I'm actually reading his biography at the moment, but I had read other stuff of his leading up to doing the movie, because he was the only person who existed who was sort of that we felt, Alex and I and Max, that we could draw from. So and then read up as much of sort of basic stuff that I could muster. By that, I've a lot of doctors in my family, so I got little snippets of information from them as well. But we very much wanted it to be our own sort of portrayal, Yeah, I mean, it was great. We shot the whole thing in Vancouver, where I have spent over a year and a half of my life working on various things. So I feel very comfortable there. It's like sort of second home for me and my family. And Alex he's great. He's very giving. He knows what he wants, which I think is refreshing, and not always the directors have that clear an idea. I think they do, and then they get started and they sort of go, shit, I hadn't really thought this through. But he was quite a clear idea of how he wanted things to look, and a very particular style, but he made it very easy, yeah.